Joy, I want to share something with you all real quick. This video will be called Fasting and Narcissist. Let me say this to you. I have a project coming out. It's called Kiss of Deception. I'm going to play a little bit of my song for you all. I'm so excited about this project, and I'll explain a little bit to you all after I get through letting you hear it, okay? And tell me what you think. But here we go. It's already copywritten, but okay. Wait a minute. Here we go.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play?
I will rap it with you all, but I want you to hear what I'm saying, okay?
You say you miss me, oh, you think that you do. You say you love me, but I don't think that is true. Cause everything that you say is such a bold-faced lie. Why did you come for me? Ooh, I just wanna know why. See, I was just serving God and doing the best that I can, and out of nowhere we collide, and you hit me like bam, you stole my heart, and you blinded me. See, you made me fall all in love with you. You such a narcissist piece. See, I had high hopes. I thought that you were the one, but you took me and used me and left you undone. You're such a lying wonder, a wolf among sheep. You thought you had game, but you didn't know that your game I would peep. See, God got plans for me, so you couldn't ruin my life, even though it cut me so bad when I found out that you had a wife. But it was my fault, cause I was desperate, screaming, wife me already, not knowing that you were made it up. Man, you was husband already. Kiss of deception.
And I'll let you all hear just a little bit of the second verse, because I love the second verse.
Why you calling back private?
Are we the prey? Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play? Are we the hunters? Or are we
God got me. I used to cry so hard because I wanted you bad. Took my pain out on people, looking out ugly and mad, wondering why God shut the door and made you a part of my past. But God blocked you, cause you were nothing but a snake in the grass. You depleted me, yo. You took away all of my joy. But I can't be mad at you, cause that's what you do. You play with people like toys. I started fasting and praying, and God opened my eyes. He removed the blindfold and deceit, and I saw all your lies. You got the wrong one, boo, cause I'm a child of the king. I may enter the prison, but like Paul in silence at midnight I sing. Yes, you touched me, but your grip you couldn't keep. I took off in the spirit realm, and you couldn't catch me. You played the boomerang, and it got you right back. Like Eddie Murphy knocked you down, and then look who's off track. You started calling back private, trying to hide who you were, but you couldn't trick me no more. Remember, God blocked the door. Kiss of deception.
I don't know how clearly you all can hear that, but let me tell you how that song came about. Well, last year, I started talking to this guy that I went to school with ever since the 6th grade. You know, I've been knowing him since the 6th grade, and, you know, he always liked me, but, you know, I just never liked him like that. And then when I got married, you know, I was off limits for 20 years. But anyway, long story short, I started talking to him, and in February, God I heard in my spirit, wife me already. So that's how my wife me already project came about, because I wanted him to wife me already. Well, the kiss of deception came about because this was a narcissist all along. This was a demonic spirit trying to destroy me. But the good news is, for me, God didn't allow this spirit to control me or destroy me, or even to infiltrate my space. God didn't even let us be together. God literally blocked and shut the door. But the only reason why God blocked and shut that door was because I was fasting. Now, I was literally deceived. I literally thought that this man was going to be my husband. I was deceived. And how did I get deceived? Because they got the first stage, which is called the love bombing stage. And this stage is a stage where they just shower you with love. They give you so much attention. It's all about you. It's all about you. And that stage can last a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. It don't matter. But they shower you with so much love. And because I was so vulnerable, I was able to fall into that trap. And that's the way they sup us in. Because you're vulnerable. See, you say, well, how did they know I was vulnerable? Because remember, you're dealing with the demonic spirit, and you're not just dealing with a demonic spirit. You're dealing with the the devil. Okay, so God started showing me dreams and stuff because I continuously fasted throughout the whole thing. But I was so deceived and I wanted this thing so bad, just like I said in my song, to where I just did not want to believe anything else. I wanted to believe that this was my husband because I was drawn into that web. Well, the only stages that I got of it was the love bombing and the discarding stage. And what the discarding stage was for me was like after 2 months, see, I'm the type of person, if I'm not sure, I'm shutting it down so I can hear from God. So what he was doing was using my shutting down stage to disappear for a couple of months at a time. So he would never go away, but he would give me a couple of months. And in them 2 months, I would miss him so much, but I would never call. I would never reach out to him. And now since my eyes are open, even if I would have tried to call him or reach out to him, I wouldn't have been able to contact him because that was a part of his discarding stage. So like I said, God was so in it. And one time I remember when we started talking back again after a couple of months of not being able to talk or not talking, see, on my end, God shut the door. On his end, it was a discard. You see what I'm saying? So this is what he said to me. He said, I was so mad at God because I couldn't have you like I wanted you. That's what he said to me. See, that spirit was mad at God because he could not get to me and destroy me like he wanted to. And it was only because I was fasting and praying. Well, anyway, I would always have dreams before he popped back up. So he never just came out of nowhere. God would always show me that he was coming. But because I was so vulnerable and weak for this man, and I was still believing that lie that he was going to be my husband eventually, and what I was wrapped up in is the future faking. That's where you believe all the lies of the future. You know, even if they're not giving you those lies, those are the lies that the enemy make you want to believe, that romantic, that future together, that buying a house together, living together, being that person's mate, being everything that person wants you to be. That's future faking, even though it will never happen. Even if you all got married and lived on an island together, that person would never love you because they are incapable of love. So let me say this. I had a dream. First of all, he started calling me back this year in June. So in October, he got mad at me. And this is why. See, when they start noticing that you're peeping their game, they really back up. They back up, especially when you're spiritual for real, for real. Because that spirit of the devil is in them. They're real subtle. They're real subtle. That's like Jesus, just like Jesus told Judas, what you do it quickly. Because see, Jesus knew. So that's what they know when you know. So they got to back up because they know if they back up, then that'll make your natural man miss them even the more because they playing games. But like I said in the song, but your game, you didn't know that your game I would peep. See, God got plans for me. So you couldn't ruin my life, even though it cut me so bad when I found out that you had a wife. But it was my fault because I was desperate, screaming, wife me already. Not knowing that you were made it up. Man, you was husband already. Kiss of deception. So anyway, long story short. And I remember one day we was on the phone like last year in June when he started calling me back again after we went, it was from the end of January all the way into April. He was gone for 2 months, came back in June. So then we started talking again. The first thing my mind would think, oh, he's back, God finna do this, we finna get married. See, that's what my mind is saying, but I didn't say that to him. So I remember looking at him and he looked at just like my brother, twin. Anyway, I remember looking at him and telling him, you ain't nothing. You ain't no good. That's just when I was looking at him, because we was on the FaceTime together, on the Messenger on Facebook together. He always wanted to get on the Messenger because, see, God wouldn't even hardly let him see me. So he always wanted to see me like this or something. So I say, ooh, you ain't nothing but, you ain't no good. Then he just going to get on his phone and start looking down. I'll call you back. Okay. Now, anyway, so that was that. So then we talked all the way up until maybe September. No, into October. So here's the thing. In October, God gave me the scripture in Songs of Solomon. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, do not stir up, nor I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the gazelles and by the doves of the field. Do not stir up nor awaken love until it pleases. So what God was telling me is that ain't the one. And don't stir up your love or none of that romantic stuff. Don't be wanting to be making love and all of that until it's time, because this is not it. So I was sharing that with him, and he got so mad and he tried to turn it around, it's called devalue. He gonna try to turn that around. I said, well, we can't, I don't want it, because he started saying, I miss you. you know, I just want to hold you. But he never saying, I want to marry you. See, he stopped talking about marriage because he was already married. So I said, well, you know what? I just want to wait until I get married. So he got so mad at me and said, what you talking about? Something wrong with you. He just snapped. Well, see, guess what? During the time me and him talked throughout our little phases, he never disrespected me. I never disrespected him. We never even argued. Matter of fact, this little conversation I was telling you about in October, we did that through the messenger, like texting on the messenger, on Facebook, not even face to face. We never argued with each other. None of that. So I didn't get that devaluing stage like that. None of that. Only thing I got was love bombing, mirroring. And mirroring is the stage where they listen to you in the love bombing stage, find out everything about you so they can fake to be everything that you want them to be. That's what mirroring is. And I kept saying, mirror, mirror. I'm like, Lord, what is mirror? God was telling me that that's what he was doing. He was mirroring me. See, because I fasted and prayed, God was able to reveal all of this to me. Let me tell you this little part real quickly. So he started calling me back in August. In July, he started calling back private. That's why I say in my song, why you calling private? And then I say, he started calling back private, trying to hide who you were, but you couldn't trick me no more, remember? God blocked the door. So he started calling back private, and I didn't know who it was, but when he would call me, I would say, who is this? He'd say, who you want it to be? I wanted it to be him so bad, and he knew it. That spirit knew it, because that spirit knew that I still had them feelings for him, because he felt it. That devil knew. Anyway, long story short, so he started calling. So then finally he'll call back again, keep calling back private. But then after a while, first of all, he was just hanging up on me. Then he started talking to me. He started telling me, finally he said, I miss you. I miss you. And I just listened to him. Then I said, what you say? He said, I miss you. He was so adamant and just passionate about that. I miss you. So I said, I miss you too, because I did. That night I went to sleep. Now keep in mind, I'm fasting the whole time. That night I went to sleep and I had a dream that he was all up under me, and we was like on the porch, and there was this woman that came outside of the house. And when I saw her come out the house, out the basement, I said, who is that? And we was talking, but he turned his back to me. So when I woke up, I said, God, what is that? And the Holy Spirit said, he's married. Now, he was married the whole time, and God was showing it to me, but I was too blinded to receive that. I was deceived. That's why I call it kiss of deception. So anyway, long story short, God told me, no, I wound up getting on YouTube on my way to go to the office, and it was a video that said, from Michelle and her husband, I can't think of the people, but I can't think of her name, but I'll put it at the bottom of the description whenever I get a chance, if I think about it. But it was a video that's called, is he cheating on you with his wife? God said, I told you he married. Went to the office, called the state where he was, checked, and sure enough, he had got married. Last year in February 11, 2016, 2 or 3 weeks after we started talking, this dude was married the whole time. So the next day he called me back. He said, hey, baby. And I said, hey. I said, I got something I want to tell you. He said, what? I said, I know you married. He said, how you figure that? I said, them people in Tennessee told me. That's just how it came out. You could hear a pin drop. He was so silent. So then that was it. So then he called back again. I miss you. He never talked about that. And I said, you married. He wouldn't say nothing. I miss you. So guess what I started doing? I started blocking him. He just called back yesterday at midnight. But he's on block. So long story short, God brought me out of that, and I'm telling you all, please, this project going to set people free. Please, let's stop sleeping. Let's wake up. Let's wake up. So my point with this project is to set the captives free. Let them know if you fast and pray, God will open up your eyes. So through fasting and prayer, God brought me. He didn't even let me go into that relationship. Tell me my God ain't good, baby. That's why I love him, because he's jealous for me. He is jealous for me. So I love you all, and I'll listen to the video to see if it's even worth me sharing, because I put the music up. And if you can't hear the music good, let me know what you think, because the stuff is copywritten and I'm about to release everything. I love you all. Have a blessed day. This Joy.